Why empaths should be rich. That includes light workers, healers, energy healers, advocates, social workers, people who are really at it with doing the inner work and raising consciousness on this planet. These are people who are naturally focused on helping, making the world better, on others. They naturally put other people first, and this is why they should be wealthy, and they also need to prioritize supporting themselves materially and allowing themselves to thrive materially. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing a really powerful channeled message I received about this that kind of blew my mind and that I have been integrating ever since. And it's also coming up a lot with my clients, and I'm seeing it with my colleagues, and it's so powerful. And I think that this video is not just going to be a message for you, it can also be an activation of an awareness within you so that you can also rise up in your own ability to receive abundance right now. I'd love to share a little bit about my story and why this was so important to me. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know that I used to have a successful coaching business, and I was doing really well in business, and then burnt out, and then kind of went the complete polar opposite, uprooted, moved to Mexico, and lived there for many years, pursuing my desires, my pleasures. And yet I was really not thriving at all financially, and I was living very, very simply on less than $1,000 a month for many, many years. With COVID, I came back to Canada, and it was a kind of rude awakening because the cost of living here is so much higher, and it was almost like being shaken, and that, okay, now it's time to thrive again financially, but now really as yourself, as an integrated soul and body. So since I arrived back in Canada a year ago, it's been a really big process of recalibrating around money and material wealth. And today's message has been a huge game changer for me. I'll let you hear it, and then I'll share a little bit more about how I implemented this over the past months and what has happened since I did implement it. I can't wait to hear what you think of this information. For me, it blew my mind, and let's get right into it. Awaken to Your Starseed Mission, Episode 35, Say Yes to Abundance. Thank you. Thank you for all the blessings in my life. I am so grateful. I see the big picture of abundance in my life, and it overwhelms me. It need not overwhelm you. It is your birthright. It is divinely appointed to you. You have all that you need from here and evermore. There is no lack. Your sufficiency is expanding. What you require to maintain well-being is becoming more. It is okay that you need more as you become more and more of yourself. Your needs expand, deepen, and become more comprehensive as you expand and need to anchor yourself more physically in the here now. Also, your desires and intentions span far beyond yourself as you wish to touch others with your light. Your needs are not really your own for you solely. They are what you require to be a person who can hold a space of well-being and strength for many, many more than just yourself. Note that we said hold a space for well-being and strength for many more than yourself. You are not responsible for another's well-being and strength, but you can hold a space to touch them with well-being and strength, to move them into their own well-being and strength. You are never responsible for the well-being and strength of another adult who is capable of providing for their own well-being and strength. You may enter at times into the role of caregiver, and/or responsibility for someone who is incapable of providing for their own well-being and strength at some level, but that will be obvious. I can think of many scenarios where it isn't obvious, such as when Alzheimer's is setting in and someone is starting to show signs that they need care. With aging parents in general, it can be difficult to tell when someone isn't capable of caring for themselves and needs help. Also, sometimes it might seem like someone in your family needs help because they are living in conditions of messy chaos, eating poorly, or not tending to matters of maintaining well-being, but that is simply imposing your standard onto someone else. In the posing of the question and sharing your observation, you answered your own question. You will know when to care for another and step into the role of responsibility and caregiving, because you will be moved to do so by me and by your bond with that person. You will know how much responsibility you can handle because you will see when it is overly burdensome and draining, and you will find solutions to ease the situation. If it is right for you to care for another, you will do it and you will do your best. However, you will also be learning to know your limits of what you can and cannot do before depleting your own self significantly. You will be learning about generosity, love, and self-care. There are so many lessons of character that come from caregiving. You also explained in your observation that for some, there is a choice on how they are living, and you cannot impose your standard onto them, for you are not living in their shoes. In those situations, you serve best simply through living as an example of yourself. If the person wants to change their situation and asks for help, that can be a moment to share your influence. Back to the topic of needs. Your needs expand and deepen as you expand. You require more to ground yourself in reality as you grow your presence energetically. Is this universally true? No. You require more. Because it seems like some people need less and less on the physical plane as their consciousness becomes more expansive and all-encompassing. This is true. It is more accurate to say that your needs change as your consciousness expands to touch more lives. But for you, what we would like to impress upon you is that you have become aware that you have many desires right now materially for a beautiful home in nature, nice furniture, clothing, a car, a computer, a phone, and to eat certain foods. You have been thinking of these desires as selfish and indulgent, but we would like you to see that they are natural necessities arising out of your expansion and who you are being called to be. Your selfishness is not selfish. It is necessary. It is a natural byproduct of the work that you are here to do, that you are doing, and that you are being asked to do going forward. You are setting a foundation of well-being and strength, not only for yourself, but for many, many others. The reach of your impact is huge and beyond what you can imagine. Giving yourself what you need and want is not excessive or selfish. It is necessary. It is required. It is essential. Do you understand? Will you let go of your old story of lack, insufficiency? Will you see and understand well-being and strength and what it requires instead? Will you rise up and let others rise up with you? Will you say yes to the path of abundance and well-being before you? Yes, I will. I feel teary and my heart is full. I can hardly breathe. It is overwhelming. And yes, yes, yes. I say yes with all my heart and soul. Body, mind, spirit, yes. So have I been misperceiving greed all along? Are those who I thought were excessive in their lifestyle and purchases holding a space for so many that their needs were deeper and greater? Yes and no. You now have a new understanding of needs as they correspond to energetic impact. Needs will vary greatly from person to person according to their unique energetic configuration, as well as the nature of the work that they are here to do by divine appointment as well as the degree to which they are choosing to step into that work. There are many variables at play. What phase of existence are they in? What is the nature of their role? What is their energetic essence? How anchored are they in physical reality? What desires are dictated through their karma and dharma? The origin of needs and desires is complex and beyond mental understanding. What you can understand now is that it is not for you to know or judge whether or not someone is in excess greed or meeting needs, desires that are essential to their service. That answer is between them and God. You will feel a sour taste in your mouth when you are indulging beyond what serves you and expressing your full purpose. It is the same idea as having rotten fruit fermenting in your fridge. It doesn't feel good and it doesn't seem right to waste food. You do not like to have more than you need, desire. It is easy for you to tell when you have moved beyond sufficiency to meet your needs and desires. It is also easy to tell when you require more than what you have currently allowed yourself to have. For example, you know that you're not satisfied with your current clothing. You know your computer and phone are not sufficient. You are clear that you require, desire, and up-level in your home. And when you have these things, you will be grateful and satisfied by the role they play as they enter your life. They will be useful and appreciated by you. Just as you appreciate your gold ring and your beautiful Persian carpet, your antique desk, and so many of the beautiful things in your life that you gave yourself because you wanted or needed them. If you want it, you need it to fulfill your purpose. You have devoted yourself to serving me, and so long as you maintain our connection, you can trust in your desires and needs. That is all. Welcome back. After I received this message, I just realized that there was like this kind of backlog of things that I really kind of needed and also wanted on the material plane that I was withholding from myself out of fear that I would never ever earn enough to really support myself. So fear was holding me back from getting the material support. So I was working on a computer where one of the keys would break, and I had an old phone with a broken screen. And so after I channeled this message, I just saw so specifically all the things that I needed. And so I went about listening and trusting that guidance. Okay, so I got myself a brand new MacBook Pro with like all the memory, all the stuff that would make it really easy for me to do the video editing. I got an awesome new iPhone. Just yesterday, I bought the most beautiful car. I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to do my next video is going to be sharing with you the process of buying this most incredible car. I won't tell you what it is, but it's so freaking awesome. I got laser eye surgery. I'm having dentist work done. I hired a business mentor who is really unbelievable and so powerful. I'm also investing in getting new branding and new clothing and a new photo shoot. So that's going to be coming up, super exciting. So all of these things are things to kind of bolster up and strengthen the ego self, like the Karen in the world, me as an individual human and how I am supported in the world. And I can't even tell you the difference in how this feels to be me giving myself this support. And you know, the magical thing about it as well is that people are really wanting to support me. Like the most incredible, beautiful interaction with the man who sold me the car. I approached some designer friends about helping me buying new clothes because when I came back to Canada, I really didn't have very many clothes, and it's been really awkward with COVID and just this whole new life here about getting clothing. So now I have like 4 people rooting for me on the fashion front, and helping me do a restyling. Oh, I'm also in the process of looking for a house. So all of this is like, it's a lot of funds outgoing, but it's just, I trust in that this is coming back to me, and it is coming back to me. I've had so many bookings at my newest rates. I've kept raising my rates over this past months, because as I value myself more, giving myself what I need and what I want because I value myself, and then having that reflected back to me in the value I'm providing with others. So it's really, really magical, and I can't wait to share more about this with you over time, and this shift, because I really feel it's so important for empaths and energy workers and people who are aware on the multidimensional realms to be highly valued and highly supported materially, so that they thrive, but then by extension they're only going to create a better world with what they have. So I love you, and I can't wait to connect with you and hear what you think of this. And until next time, I'll show you my car next time. Much love. Bye.